Welcome back to part 2 of the Egret II Mini video series. Today I'm going to put the Egret II Mini through its paces, but before we get to that, I want to thank Leon Hans, one of the viewers of my previous video. He left a comment saying, hey, don't forget to put the new firmware update on it. And I was like, what? There's a firmware update to it? I never would have thought something like this would get a firmware update. But sure enough, it came out, looks like September 5th, 2022, just a few days ago. So thanks to Leon for pointing that out to me. So I'm going to go ahead and read through this real quick. I mean, this part's just, it's improved. They looked at all 50 titles, a couple things about Arkanoid. Looks like they're outputting only at 4x3 now, which is really cool because then I could try with one of my 4x3 LCDs and see how that looks. Goes through various bug fixes for the various games. Specific changes. Okay, so this one's interesting right here. The middle part there, it says, if you insert the SD card of Paddle and Trackball game after the update, 10 titles will start with their contents before the update. If you play in this state, there's a risk that the save data will be inconsistent, so please do not insert the SD card after the update and connect only the Paddle and Trackball controller to the main unit. Please play. So I think what happens there is if you update, then you put the SD card in, it basically copies the old version into the system. I haven't even played anything yet, so I guess once I stick it in there, it copies it into the machine, and then, probably just copies the old version. All this stuff's pretty standard. As use an SD card, FAT32, download, the update. Pretty basic stuff. This part was a little weird. It very specifically wants an SDHC card, which I was lucky enough to find. They're pretty common. It asks for 512 megs, but the update itself is like less than 256, so I think they're just being careful. Then it goes to test, if it's, or check if it's FAT32, disconnect it, put in the SD card, and then, well, actually you have to copy the firmware onto the SD card. But to update it, you unplug it, and then you put the SD card in, right? And then you will actually hold down two buttons here. Looks like the top, middle, and top right buttons while you plug in the power. And this should put it into a mode where it'll update. It'll basically look on the SD card, find the firmware, and then perform the update. Looks like it just takes about a minute or so, reboots, and then you're done. You're at version 1.1. So yeah, looks pretty simple. Looks like there's a whole lot of steps here, but it shouldn't be that difficult. So let me get working on that, and we'll be right back. So before we can do the firmware update, because of that warning saying I can't stick the SD card in for those extra 10 games for the trackball and spinner controller games, we have to actually get this installed first and then perform the firmware update, because once we install them, we can no longer put this in there because it reverts back to the old version of those games. So let's go ahead and boot up for the first time, get everything installed, and then we'll do the firmware update and go from there. If you recall last time, we looked at that warning that said, hey, make sure that you get at least 5 volts and 2.4 amps for your power supply. And I went out and got this from Amazon. See if I can get it in focus here. This is just one of these Anchor, basic chargers, but it does say it goes up to, well, it's hard to read there. It goes up to 6.5 amps and, 6.5 volts and 3 amps. So this should be plenty. As far as I know, it won't do any damage to have more. That'll just draw what it needs. So we're going to be using that and the official cable that came with the Egret II Mini, which is a little strange that it comes. I mean, I get it because I guess is USB-A. I guess I just call this USB, right? Because we don't really think of anything else as USB except for, when we think of this is USB-C and this is just USB, but I think this is actually USB-A. But anyway, I was expecting both of these to be USB-C, but they're not. So I made sure that I got one with a regular USB port there. That's an interesting color, teal. I don't know what that one means. But anyway, let me hook it up. Let's get some power into this thing, do a first boot, install the games from the SD card, and then we will, by the way, hello, you can see me there. You can see my Louisa t-shirt, which I love. Where is my power strip? Moved it way over here. Hopefully this reaches. It's a big, ugly, old power strip. And I hate to put it into frame, but I will if I have to. Let me see if I can put it off to the side. All right, and let's just stick it in there. Okay, and we'll power it on. See what happens. I think if you use an underpowered one, it will still power on and work, sort of, but you'll have some problems with performance and things like that. So here we go. Hopefully you guys can see that. Maybe I should get a little closer. Let me adjust the camera so we just are looking at the screen. Hold on a sec. Okay, that's a little bit better. Really all I did was zoom in. So, oh, okay. Already making noise. So the sound does come out through these two little speakers at the top. That's cool. We're gonna select English. Okay. It just straight up, you can just play. So that's neat. Console settings. So these buttons are named weird. This is E and F. I guess is A, B, C, D, E, F. That's what they're going for. So A, I guess primary is this one here. So E is console settings. You can change the volume. I don't know if you guys can hear that. I'll have to go back and check. Brightness. Filter. Oh, we can do filters. Oh, interesting. You can't turn it off? I kind of would like it off, honestly. We'll leave it there for now. But yeah, let's see what happens when we stick in the SD card for those extra paddle games. Get in there. It's got to click. Come on. There it is. All right. Let's see. What do we do? Maybe we just power it off? Neat. Let me turn it back on. Maybe it'll just pick it up. I thought I was going to have those things in there. Like well, I guess you need the controller. I was going to say, what's to stop me from lending this out? Please connect. Okay, so you need to connect it. It's like, what's to stop me from just giving it to somebody else who has an Egret 2 Mini? But you know what? They would do them no good because they need this controller, right? So let me plug that in. Come on. I'm going to have to undo this a little. Oh my God, what's going on? Which way? There it is. Nope. How can it be? How can both ways make it tighter? What's going on here? Okay, there it is. Oh. It just, it just shows me, can I use the roller? No, I still use these. Like, if I select Arkanoid, why is it not, what happens if I, so this is a paddle game. Oh, these are save states, I guess? Oh, so it, puts the black lines. First chance to use this thing. Nice. That is so cool. Well, I mean, back to game. Okay, that paused it. Which one's? There it is. If you saw me play Arkanoid on my Mister, you might think I'm an Arkanoid fan because of. Oh my God. Well, I don't really want to get into playing this right now. I just want to make sure that, I guess it's aware that I have these extra games. So let's see. I actually just want to get out of here. Save progress. Yes, get out. The funny thing is, the Mister is probably a closer closer to the arcade version of this because this is software emulation. But yeah, I mean, how is this? Maybe the update puts all the games on there and it just detects that you have this controller, because really without the controller you can't do anything, right? Like you can't play those games. So let me go ahead and let's do the actual update. By the way, the fact that this lights up at the top is super cool. Let's pull this out. I'm gonna have to. I should unzoom, I guess, at some point. Oh, I have to pull out the power and plug in the firmware. So let's get that in there. Yeah, and I feel like I'm too zoomed. Okay, and then while holding E and F, remember A, B, C, D, E, F, while holding E and F, we will plug in the power. Oh, I have to turn it on, I think. And then plug in the power, and we're holding E and F, and see what, oh, it wants to go the other way. Oh, I don't have enough fingers to do this. There we go. There it is. Checking firmware.bin. I can let go. Let me zoom back out. So all I do is hold these two down. Basically, just turn on the power in the back while it's unplugged. Hold down E and F, plug it in. Just make sure the SD card's in there. There it is. Just perform the update. By the way, the card does not have to be empty. I had a bunch of junk on there. It just has to be in the root directory. 2 of 2. I only put 1 file in there. Hopefully there's not too many of these. I'll have to speed up this part of the video if there are. Okay, 100%. Should reboot itself. And I guess I can take out the, so I guess this is useless now. I wonder if I even needed this at all. If the update just puts all the games on there, and they won't show up until you put in until this roller controller, this trackball controller is detected, and then it shows them. Maybe that's the case. But in any case, I'm putting this away because I don't think we need it anymore. All right, so we're supposed to be able to see if it's updated. I'm sure it is, but we're going to go to staff credits, legal notices. Where's it show me? Yep, there it is. Zoom back in. 1.10-171. So cool, we got it updated. Let's how should I do this? I think so we get less of a reflection. Maybe I should turn some of the lights off, because there's a lot of reflection on this thing. So let me get that situated, and then we'll come back with the games. Ooh, it's a little spooky here in the dark, isn't it? I turned off all the lights because that is the best way that I could capture the screen. This is zoomed in quite a bit, but let me zoom out a little bit so you can see how cool it looks when it's lit up. I love that little light up top. And yeah, it looks really neat. Problem is, if I'm that far out, 1, you can't see it very well, and 2, like, it keeps picking up that light on the marquee there, so it doesn't focus on the screen. So let me get back down to the screen. Probably pretty big. And I'm just gonna play a few games like this, and then what I'm gonna do is see if I can output to a 4x3 monitor via the HDMI out to DVI. And if that looks okay, then I'll probably record the rest of the games that way. But yeah, when I say rest of the games I'm going to play, because I'm not going to play all 50 games. I'll tell you that right now. My videos are long enough as it is. So I'm just going to start with Elevator Action, because that is one of the games that I am familiar with, so I can compare how it feels. 4-way stick. All right, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do that. There's a little switch on the bottom. Kind of doing this in the dark. Let's see. No. So it's kind of neat that it tells you. I have to turn this way over here because I can't feel. No, that's not right. This is where it sucks working in the dark. All right, so that's definitely 8-way. Push it in, turn it. Okay, that's 4-way. Cool. I don't remember this stick being 4-way, at least not in the American arcades. But okay, tells you it's 4-way. It's meant to be played 4-way, so let's do it. So it looks like D and A and E and B do the same thing. This is just a 2-button game, so if your preference is to play with the top 2 buttons, you can do that, or the bottom 2 buttons. I don't think they're configurable, but yeah, let's just go ahead and try it out. Let's add some credits. I don't even know how you would start a 2-player game because there's 3 buttons here. If you can see those right there. The white button brings up this menu and takes it away. The blue button adds credits. Wait, get out of there. Blue button adds credits. And this one starts the game, the red one. So if the red one starts the game as player 1, how in the heck do you, you know what? Maybe you have to start it, maybe you have to put the second controller in, and then the second controller start button is probably the player 2 button. At least that's my theory. I guess I could test in a bit, but for right now, let's just play a little elevator action. I used to play this all the time at the mall, in the mall arcade. So this game is, wait, there it is. I was like, you need to shoot, dude. It's kind of wonky to begin with. It feels a little strange. Oh, motherfucker, are you kidding me? It's just a little clunky, which is like clunky, but a little weirder than that. Oh, no, jerk. Your goal is, oh, I'm the worst. I am the worst. I'm not actually this bad. I do have a lot of experience this game. Well, it's been a few years. Basically, what you're trying to do is find these red doors, and there's this little thing in there. You go in there, and you're stealing these documents. You see, you get 500 points for that. And the whole time you're trying to not get killed by these other spies. Push down on the escalator, you can go down too. Even though it's called elevator action, there are escalators. You gotta be careful. Oh, yeah, touching them doesn't kill you. It's getting shot. Bullets kill you. At a certain point, I need to get on that elevator again. And, oh, Jesus. The goal is to get every red door. You have to get every red door and then get to the bottom of the building and escape. It's basically all the secret documents. This could be a little dangerous. You can control the, see, I'm holding up. I can control the elevator when I'm in it. The reason I came over here is because it's kind of dangerous when there were one on each side. So let's do that. Oh, come on. Oh. Okay. So this guy's in the dark. Hopefully, if he walks under me, I can actually squish him. Come on, dude. Come on, dude. Okay, you're not gonna. You shot my toe. Son of a gun. All right, you know what? No, we gotta do that again. That was a big fail. Let's do this again. I love this grappling hook and just dun, dun, dun. Okay, here we go. I definitely feel more comfortable using the top buttons. Don't shoot me, you fucking jerk. Wait, why is this top button, like, I don't know if you can hear, look. See, I hit it. Didn't shoot. But if I'm like, oh, that sucks. It's not very responsive. The bottom one's a little bit better. Look at that. I'm hitting this. You hear how many times I'm hitting it? And it's total. Oh, that's right. It makes it black. This makes them a little harder to see. You can tell what floor number, you know, that's what, 23. Oh, there's a red door, so I need to, up. Don't shoot me, dude. We also have jump. Let's go up. We need this red door. Oh, come on, get in there. You have to, oh, I swear you, okay, I guess you do. My document. Oh, come on. Just shoot these guys. At the first, in the first levels, they don't shoot if, you know, the bullets will go over your head if you're crouched. So really, you just have to worry about getting shot in elevators because you can't crouch in the elevator. Oh, that mother, he was crouching. Uh-oh. So I have to be careful. I can control a little bit when I come back out. Okay. Uh-oh. And if you jump, like, oh shit, I almost died there. Because you cannot crouch in an elevator. Shoot, bro. Okay. I'm 13 levels away. I don't know if I like this being set to a 4-way stick. Shit. Okay, come on, elevator. Let's go. Can you imagine a building with this many elevators? I think you can jump these two. I'm kind of afraid to because if you're in a hurry, because if you miss, you die. If you don't make that jump perfectly. Okay, come out. Yeah, you see those guys, they can actually get on top of them. But you can't control the elevators when you're on top of them. You're at the mercy of just the elevator going wherever it wants. Is it up or? I still can't tell if it's up. It wants me to hit up or down on the mat, like the little red part on the floor. Yeah, it's definitely up. Okay, I'm on 10th floor. Just need 9 more. I don't know how many more red doors there are. Oh shit. See, this guy, when they gotta shoot him. Oh, damn, I jumped, but it was too late. That guy actually crouched. As you go further into the game, they get a little sneakier. Oh, god damn it. If you can get one of those guys to get on the top of your elevator and or the bottom underneath you, you can squish them. That's pretty neat. Okay, here comes a whole bunch of elevators. I guess, you know, what's weird is they don't have, oh, Jesus, I was looking around the screen. They don't have, like, something that says, like, 4 of 6 or whatever, like, how many documents you've gotten. Fuck all you guys. Oh, there it is. There's my cool sports car. And once you get to the bottom, you just automatically jump in there and drive away. There's your bonus for completing the stage. Man, I pushed this way out of frame. What happened there? Oh, wait. I'm playing already. You know what? I'm good with elevator action right now, so let's go back to the top menu. I'd say probably lost. Yeah, we don't care. Why is this out of frame like that? Okay, let's try to adjust this. All right, I'll try a couple more games this way, but I think I'm not real comfortable with the way this is turning out. I just wanted to show you the screen. So the brightness, let's see if I can turn the brightness down a little bit because it looks a little washed out. I think it defaults to 3. That does look a little bit better. What happens if I put it all the way down? Brightness 1. Oh, looks pretty good still. It is an LCD screen, so you're never going to get, especially on this quality of a screen, you're not going to get perfect black. But it looks pretty good. This is a 1024 by 768 resolution 5-inch screen as compared to the Neo Geo Mini, which is a 3.5-inch. But that one is a perfect 320 by 224, I think that's resolution, which is the native resolution of the Neo Geo. So if that's what I read anyway. If that's the actual resolution of the Neo Geo Mini's screen, the Neo Geo Mini screen looks phenomenal, and I think it is because the resolution, the natural resolution of the screen matches it exactly. And if I was misinformed, or I definitely read it someplace, if that guy was just mistaken, and it doesn't take away from the fact that that screen looks phenomenal. I think it looks a little bit better than this. Also, it's a smaller screen, so you see, it's less blown up. Let's try Kiki Kai Kai Ninja. I've never played this version of the game. I've played the Super Nintendo version, or Super Famicom version. And let's see, so this one's an 8-way stick. So let's do the little thing at the bottom, which you can't see me doing right now, but there we go. Now it's an 8-way. And so we got rapid fire, whatever the hell Gohei is, and then crystal ball. I think, what is this? Ofuda. Oh, I guess this is not, I don't know what that means. What's Ofudas? Is that Spanish? Gohei? I don't even know. Let's just play. Oh, A plus B is also the crystal ball. Nah, whatever. Let's go. Oh, this is one of these Tate modes. Oh, what happened? Why did it get stuck? Oh, there it is. And there we go. So let's add some credits. And let's go. I had no idea this was, let me fix the zooming here, that this was a vertical scrolling game. It's basically a shooter. So this, oh son of a bitch, what's it? Okay, so that's, yeah, you can also break them down. Oh my God. So I think what's happening there is it doesn't want me to dawdle. It wants me to keep moving forward. It's an arcade game. They don't make any money if you're just sitting there. I gotta say, the Super Famicom version looks a lot better. I wonder if 2-player is Rocky. I'm not sure what his Japanese name is, but it's a little... What is he? I don't think he's a panda. He's some kind of... Is he a red panda? Or... Not a panda. I don't think he's a raccoon. Is he a raccoon? I don't know. I got a P. Oh my gosh. So this second button, this, oh son of a gun. I'm kind of moving this thing everywhere as I'm playing. Yeah, I'm not a super big fan of this joystick, I'll be honest. It's okay. Maybe it's a little bit better than the Neo Geos, but still not super great. Oh, son of a gun. Oh, God. What number match? What can you, what? Can you actually, can you match it like pinball? Let's see. Kind of a pathetic score, but I just want to see if it remembers. Well, I'm sure it will because it's got those save states. All right, so let's push this Y button, say save, slot 1, it's only got 3. All right, and then go back to the game. And can we continue? Oh, no, I mean, we can play again, but I wouldn't call that a continue. It's a restart, yeah, it's a restart. Yeah, this feels really clunky. All right. Well, let me get to, oh, you know what? When I use the HDMI out and I have to rotate, I wonder if it will, because I have those LCD monitors that rotate, I wonder if I can find a way to actually make it rotate, or if I'm gonna have to play with black bars. We'll find out. We'll try one more time to get this boss. If this does not work out, or whether it works out or not, I think I'm going to try to play on a... Oh, God damn it. I thought I was hitting the... The problem is I'm hitting the... I think that the 2 leftmost buttons are different. That, oh my God, I'm the worst. I'm just going to go straight there and die properly, and then we'll end this part. Yeah, these buttons, as I mentioned a little earlier, that top left button, which would be jab on Street Fighter 2, the upper left button, it does not register all the time. Whatever. Come on, match me, baby. No, nothing. That's kind of a neat little feature, though. You can get a match. I presume that you get a free game. Anyway, that's you know, the screen, playing on the screen. Let me get the lights on, try to set up the LCD monitor, output to HDMI. Maybe I can even get better sound out of the sound bar, and we can go from there. All right, let me set that up. Well, guys, I have been messing around with this for a while. It's been a couple of days, actually more than a couple of days. I have tried a lot of stuff. Look at all this mess of wires. I have a HDMI splitter. I have an OSSC. There's me again. I have two 4x3 LCD monitors. I have all kinds of stuff going on. I have my 16:9 1440p monitor. I even brought out the Neo Geo. That's what you're seeing up here, because I wanted to see what was going on with this machine here, this little Egret 2 Mini, and the output to the screens, because it wasn't looking super great. This is a 4x3 monitor. I expected it to output a 4x3 image, but instead what it's doing is it's outputting a 16:9 image and then, you know, putting a 4x3 image in the middle. This one is with the borders. I wanted to pull out the Neo Geo Mini to see what it did, and it's actually pretty horrible. I know this isn't a Neo Geo Mini video, but whatever, it's my video. I can do what I want. And I want to show you that this actually looks like garbage. I actually have never seen this on, it's weird because this has an amazing little screen. It's a 3.5 inch screen, but it's running what is it? No, a 320 by 224, I think. As opposed to this, which is running some kind of, what is it, 1024 by 768. So this looks a lot more correct on this screen than this does, but when you put it out, this one actually looks like garbage. There's no, I'm a scanlines guy, because it's my opinion that the sprites and artwork were all created with scanlines in mind. When the artists were creating these sprites, they were looking at them on CRTs and they all had scanlines, so they were creating the art with that in mind. And now that we have LCDs with, you know, high resolution and no scanlines, it looks kind of terrible without scanlines. Scanlines will, of course, make the image darker, but I think it just looks better, just way better. But in this case, it doesn't offer the option to do that. Instead, it offers the worst option, which it calls it image quality optimization. But if you select that, what it does is it kind of gives it this terrible, I don't know, cell shading effect or something, where it blurs all the pixels kind of together. This is not a very good screen for it. You can kind of tell more in the fonts and stuff. It just looks, here, let me see if I can start the game just to show you. Look, it just kind of, it's a big muddled mess. So you either get really garbage muddled mess like this, or you get super pixely, not looking great. Oh my God, it's off. Artwork without scanlines, so it looks pretty terrible. And there's really nothing you can do about it. So that's not great. Again, this little screen is great, but that's not great. This, it could be great. It actually outputs a weird resolution. It outputs, I think it was 720, the OSSC was showing me. And the reason I had this in here is because I thought maybe I could scale it or maybe alter it or clip it, you know, make it go 60 miles, I don't know, stretch it out or do something. I updated to, I haven't used the OSSC in a long time, but it was unsuccessful. It doesn't actually sync with this, or I couldn't get it to sync. I couldn't even get it to sync with this because this has HDMI out and these 4x3 monitors only have DVI or VGA in. Well, actually they also have best video and RCA composite in. But in any case, I was trying to get the HDMI out to go to VGA and had a little adapter that came, which works fine. There's a HDMI to VGA adapter, but it doesn't, it's doing something funky, and it won't sync. It won't sync there, and sometimes I got it to work for a little bit, the OSSE, and it outputs, you know, to DVI to DVI. But yeah, it's not even, I'm not even going to show you. It's not worth it because I can't even get it to work most of the time. But yeah, the output, I think the resolution, let me see if I can show you here. And I know this video is kind of awry, but I mean, whatever. So see, it's outputting 720 by 480, which is like, what the hell is that? That's not, actually this was, yeah, 320 by 224. It's supposed to be 320 by 240, but you know, there's overscan. I don't even want to get into all that. But the natural resolution in the Neo Geo is 320 by 224. So this should be, normally you would see things doubled up from 240p is really 320 by 240 up, you know, to 640 by 480, but this is doing 720, which is kind of weird. I guess it's because they expect you to be a 16 by 9 monitor, but that's not even like that's like, what is that? 3 to 2 instead of 16 by 9 or 4 by 3, which is what a normal CRT or old school, what we consider more squared, even though it's not square, it's still rectangular. A 4 by 3 monitor is like old school CRTs. 16 by 9s are these, right? So that image that's being shown in there is 4 by 3, but 720 by 480, that's 3 to 2, right? So that's what, 1.5? So 1.33 ratio is what we'd expect. That's what that inner box is, 1.33, but it's doing 1.5. I don't know, that's super weird. And this is, the default is 1.77, that's the ratio because it's super wide, right? The bigger the number, the wider it is versus how tall it is. So, you know, higher number means even wider. So 32 by 9 is even wider, right? That's probably over, it is over 2. But anyway, yeah, I don't know why it doesn't give you the resolution that is normal. So it's supposed to be outputting 4 by 3. And look how like tiny that vertical, you know, Tate Mode game is. So yeah, that's no good. What I'm going to do now is actually, I'm going to hook up this HDMI splitter. And it actually does fine. It splits. This is we play fighting games with this. It's like 0 lag, or you know, you can't tell, right? It's so little lag if there's any at all, but it doesn't deteriorate the signal or anything like that. And I'm going to put it both on the 4 by 3 and the 16 by 9 monitors. I'm going to take off this Neo Geo Mini now that we've seen it, and then we're going to compare to see how it looks between the two. So I'll be right back. All right, so now I have both images, or both monitors, getting the same exact image. And you'll see that even on the 16 by 9 monitor, it doesn't go all the way to the edge. And that's because, again, it's outputting 720 by 480, and I'll show you in this monitor. I'll just bring up the menu. You'll see right there, 720 by 480, the native resolution is 2560 by 1440, which is still 16 by 9. It's the same thing as 1920 by 1080, it's just a little bit higher resolution. But this thing is outputting such a weird, why do 720 by 480? It's not 16 by 9, and it's not 4 by 3. So what are you doing? I don't know. Maybe somebody more technically minded who's into these scalers and things like that could tell me why they chose to do that. But all I know is, like, these Tate Mode games are just look super tiny, right? So this one, as you can tell, is actually still has some black bars. It's not perfect. I wish they would just put in a mode where they would allow you to just output to 4 by 3 and just be done with it. Just like the Mister, right? I know this isn't as customizable as the Mister, but the Mister allows you to put native resolution and it looks perfect. This is less than ideal. So also there's no scanline options. Let's look at the options here. So this is with, and wide doesn't actually, this allows you to turn it into Tate Mode, right? So I can rotate these and it will show, it's kind of squished. Let me physically turn these into Tate Mode so that we can compare the two. All right, so first of all, this thing is gigantic. There's a huge glare on there, but that's a 27-inch monitor. right? So it's really, really awkward to go vertically. This one, you know, looks normal because that's what actually it should look like in 4x3 mode. So let's go ahead and exit out. And honestly, the filter, I couldn't really tell what it was doing. I tried both on and off and on and off and on and off, and it was very difficult to tell what the hell it was doing. So I'm not even going to talk about it because whatever. But Kiki Kai Kai is obviously a Tate Mode game, and we're going to take a look at the images here. To me, I'm going to just put a credit in so I could stay on the screen. Look at all this wasted space. This should be all the way to the top, right? So it's squishing it, and you could see the main character there, I don't really know what her name is all kind of fat and squished. And it's fat and squished on this one too, which is a little silly because it's squished. Look, it's putting the actual image here. It goes up to there, like that's how much video it's putting out. And then it's squishing it this much. I don't know why it doesn't go all the way to the bottom. I don't know what the deal is, but it's squishing everything and it looks pretty terrible. Let me see if I can, I hate that I have to exit the game in order to get to the menus. At least on the Neo Geo, I can get to the menus. So well, the thing is, if I turn off wide, then, how can I do this? Because I want to show the aspect ratio. Well, I'll have to turn it again. So when it's in this mode, let me see if I can just turn the camera. Can I turn the camera? Let's see. Okay, there we go. So I'm trying to get in here. Let's add a credit here so you can see her see, that's normal. She looks normal. That's a normal height for the character. Normal height. So it doesn't matter if I'm using a 4x3 or a 16:9. It just looks squished even when you're in Tate mode. So you have your choice. Put it in Tate mode and it looks squished. For some reason you can't get it unsquished, or put it, you know, in horizontal mode and have the tiniest little screen. So it's a little unfortunate. Anyway, I've rambled on this for a long time, and that's because I put a lot of time into this thing. So let me see if I can rotate this again. All right, so yeah, this is a lot of work, a lot of testing, a lot of frustration. All right, so I promised to show you some games. Let me I'm just gonna throw some games on here, and I'm just gonna play a few games and try the different controllers and let you know how the controllers feel while you're playing the games.